So they are in hell and we are in heaven. Let me explain this quickly. Now, I have just come to the understanding that, like I talked about psychosis in the previous video, how it can occur due to a lack of oxygen, and they can induce a lack of oxygen in their victims. And they do that to make you like come out of your reality and into their reality. And they do so, like, they'll cut off your oxygen supply. So you may think you're breathing in and out, but you're actually not receiving any oxygen in that air that you're taking in and out. Now, if you want to know if you want to figure out or test if you're breathing properly, look at my other video, which you should see. I think I posted it just before this one. But on the topic, so what they do is they will take your oxygen from you. There is something called hypoxia, and there's another one called something like anemia or something like that. I'm not sure. Do your research into these symptoms or these causes or these illnesses, because it is a starvation of oxygen to different parts of the body. It can be the whole body, the whole system, or part of the system. So I have to breathe. So if they do this to your brain, you start to hallucinate, and when they possess you, this is the key point. They will come into your brain. Either they will all gather together and overload your brain, or they'll come into your brain. And because their reality is hell, you start to experience hell. Now, I didn't understand this. This took me a long time to grasp. But whenever I feel the pressure of them in my body, in my head, like when they've taken possession, and the world around me shifts into like a hellish reality. You might not be able to hear it, but there are dogs barking really bad, like loudly outside. Police sirens will go by, really loud, very aggressive. Everything turns to like a hellish reality. I did mention this in one of my other videos about the one I had about a dream that told me this was what was going on. But now I understand it. So if you experience psychosis, mental health issues, or even simply if you are experiencing like a very bad reality, like a hellish reality, it means you have a possession. They're either around you because they hover around you and they project into your mind, or they're in your head projecting their reality onto yours. Now, this explains the whole Bible situation about the demons that roam the earth. This also explains jinn and all those other kind of things. They are how the Bible describes them. They are roaming around, possessing people, going from people to people. They can manipulate the mind to create whatever effect they want to create. If things are going missing around your house or stuff like that, or you're having weird experiences, it's probably likely yourself who's doing it. But because they have they split people's minds, they don't realize that they're doing certain things because they'll forget it. So don't be paranoid that somebody's breaking into your house and doing things. Half the time you've done it, but you just don't remember that you did it. Anyway, there is a book about that. I might talk about it in another video. So the point to the video is, they live in hell. They have been condemned to live in hell. Their reality is a hellish reality. When you're outside your body, it is like hell out there. A human body, because God protects us and God has put us here on earth, God has protected us from that world. We don't see that world. We don't experience that world because we have God's essence within us. They come into us to experience heaven because they don't have heaven in their reality. It's so strange. I will have to do more videos on this in the future, only because it needs to be unpacked in that sense. So I guess the point of the story is, we have to figure out a way to get rid of their possessions and also to protect ourselves from those that are looming around our environments. Like, they are in your home, they're surrounding you. You can test this by getting a little radio that you can take off the antenna and put a copper wire on it, and it will spin round whenever they are present or when it detects them. So unfortunately I had one of those and someone threw it away, but I will, I have other devices, so that's not a problem. But what I would advise, I'm not even going to advise, I'm just letting you know this is what I have understood of the situation. So if you're experiencing psychosis in a hellish way, one, you're not having oxygen to the brain. So all of these hospitals who are in all these doctors and who are in mental health and they're subscribing people drugs, they should actually just be giving them oxygen to wherever part of the brain that is lacking oxygen. But they don't do that. They use pharmaceutical stuff and medicines to poison people. But if you are on medication, I'm not saying come off of it. Stay on your medication because, again, in the times that we're in, we do not want to be exposed to them and live in their reality, because them taking over your body will make the whole world hellish, because we create reality, not them. So long story short, yeah, that it's when people experience psychosis and you see people go into like a bad state. One, there's a lack of oxygen in them, and two, they are being possessed, or they're being thoughts are being projected, or reality is being projected into the heads of these entities that are surrounding us. They're demons. These demons are surrounding us, and they're creating their, when they get into your mind, it's like they affect your reality. So that's what I believe is going on. So again, all these sirens, people following you around, that's their reality. We shouldn't be mixed with their reality. We should be the ones who are dominant in our bodies, and they should be out, away from our bodies, away from us. But they have, over time, they've been hijacking people. They have been possessing people. So now people who are call themselves targeted individuals, or people who consider themselves under attack, or people who say they've woken up, but it's like hell, but the world is like hell. This is because there's a possession, or these entities around you that are projecting their reality into your head. In their reality, they can all see each other, and they talk to each other, and they communicate with each other. They talk about us. They comment on us. We're like a show for them. They watch us like a show. They try to interfere with our behaviors and our actions and our thoughts and our moods. It's like, it's a game for them, but they enjoy this game that they play. I'm trying to remember everything, so I don't, want to make another video, because I want to leave this video for now and like do other things. But so that's what is going on. Like there is a dark web where they broadcast all of these recordings that they get of us, in your daily habitats, doing your daily things. They watch you. The Truman Show is real. The Matrix is real. The Bible is real. So prayer is very important. We must pray over these situations, because God is real, and we must, implore God to intercede in our situations. Again, if we have made any sins that have made us susceptible to these entities, we must pray and ask for forgiveness in that situation. We need spiritual people around us who are highly enlightened and are able to direct us and guide us in how we must go. And then we must try to separate our frequency from their frequency, because their frequency is very, very low. That's why they tend to, one of them can't do it. They need a group. They need like a lot of them to be able to control a person who has a high frequency. So I'm experiencing that they're like packing it on, and like they're trying to because they're trying to control me, trying to stop my thoughts from being projected. They can hear your thoughts again. So when you're walking around and there's other people around, they're on these other people, and they can hear your thoughts. I have been able to see them. They look like I don't know how to describe it, and I won't go into it now, but I have been able to see them. But again, that's all that I will say on it. Is there anything else I want to mention about this now? No, so clearing yourself is important. I'm going to embark on a journey of clearing my body, mind, spirit, and soul. Prayers, as I said, go to church, or go to wherever your religious place is, or your faith place is. Again, clearing is probably the most important thing. As I learn, I will also share. So hopefully you will learn something from it at least, and create a nice environment for yourself. A lot of these things are internal and environmental. Breathing is the most important thing. If you're not breathing, your body will stop functioning, and you will go into their reality. If they possess your mind, if they possess your body, or if they hover around you and project themselves onto your body or mind. So again, I'll also add, with microwave weapons, there's a very strange element to that. When they are around you, they can project microwave energy at you. It's really weird, and I don't know how they do that, but when they're around you, they can project microwave weapons, or cause pain, or cause issues in the body. I thought it was coming up from up above, like a satellite, but I don't think it's coming from a satellite up above. I think it's coming from a local area. So your environment is probably inhabited by them. That's why I say don't stay by yourself too much, because if you're going through this experience, don't stay by yourself too much. Community is important. They will try and stop you from making friends or going out and meeting friends. They'll try and make you not trust anyone, but you must do what you can to ensure that you're not isolated with them. Before I go, I just wanted to add here that most illnesses you hear people having, like strokes and mental health issues and a lot of other things, are due to lack of oxygen going to some part of the body. So again, go out into fresh air, breathe in the air, ground yourself. Stay warm though. Don't let your body get cold. Like, look into this oxidative stress, or hypoxia. More importantly, look into hypoxia. I'll write it down in the comments so you know how it's spelt. But look into that. Like, they can do that. They can stop oxygen from different parts of the brain or different parts of the body. So again, if you hear someone like, they have an illness and they pass from it, because it's likely due to that if it's like a stroke and certain other illnesses, it can be caused by that, especially mental health issues. So I'll leave that for now. Bye.